I went to school and took English lessons for 12 years just to see that I know nothing about English. I know dozens of people going to language courses for months, even for years, just to see that they can't create a communication with a foreigner. And I know people who are studying multiple grammar books and who finished multiple grammar books just to see that they can't create one proper sentence when it comes to expressing themselves in real life. Does it sound familiar to you? Every single day, millions of people around the globe try to learn English by following these methods, but they constantly fail and they lose hope about learning English because they are using the wrong methods. As a quick introduction, if you don't know me yet, my name is Mert Maral. I am not a native English speaker. At the beginning of 2023, I have intensely started learning English. And through this YouTube channel, I help people about becoming fluent in English language and using English to improve their lives, and thus gaining self-confidence and respect by doing that. I want to spread my message because the system made us believe we can learn English through useless methods such as taking English lessons in education system, going to English courses, studying through grammar books, and spending lots of money, but every single time we failed. Because we have been cheated. We have lost time, we have lost money, we have lost opportunities, and we are done with that. One of the reasons I'm creating today's video is the poor fact I explained you a couple of seconds ago. Every day people try to learn English by following these methods and they constantly fail because we have been scammed. We are using the wrong methods. Believe me when I say this. If you are not living in a well-developed country like Germany, Netherlands, Norway or so, you can't expect education system to teach you English because probably your education system is not designed for educating you, but instead it's designed for propaganda and brainwashing. Also, you can't expect to learn English by going to a language course, by an English course, because English courses still work with a method coming from 300 years ago, from 18th century. And still, most of the English teachers you would encounter in English courses are like incompetent teachers, and they do not try to teach you how to learn English by yourself. They are following the fucked up curriculum given by the language course itself, and guess what? The more you stay in the language course, the more money they will make. And I don't even want to talk about grammar books because who on earth created those piece of shit materials, dude? At the end of the day, my friend, if you try to learn English and get fluent in it by following these methods, you are doomed to fail. At this point, you can have a question like, okay, but what to do then? I'm glad you are asking this question. You can watch the other videos on my channel because I'm creating these videos for you to give an answer to your question. I'm sharing with you my frameworks, you can learn them and you can start implementing them. But in today's video, I want to dive deeper into this topic and I want to talk about why you shouldn't try to learn English in a classroom. The first reason is this. In a classroom, you are not active, you are passive. There's a teacher standing in front of a whiteboard, writing down some grammar rules onto the whiteboard, then giving you a worksheet for you to fill it out, and you are thinking like, why this thing is boring as fuck. But still, you keep working on that worksheet because your teacher gave it to you. By the end of the lesson, he gives you a homework for you to memorize that new grammar rule. You go home, you do that boring homework, and 2 days later you come to the English course and you keep working and you keep continuing like that basically. And do you know what is the worst part? Some of the English teachers try to teach you these methods, these grammar rules in your native language, not even in English. And I'm like, dude, who made you a fucking English teacher? If you try to get fluent in English, it's impossible for you to get fluent by following these methods because these things are the recipes for failure. A language is not a thing that you can learn by staring at a whiteboard and writing down some grammar rules onto your notebook. This is not physics, this is not mathematics, dude. This is a skill. You can only learn a language by listening and then speaking as much as possible, the exact opposite thing done in English courses. And I would even say if you try to get fluent in English and if you try to get competent, stay away from English courses. And even if your teacher tries to make you speak in English, it's not possible for you to make enough practice because you are standing in a classroom with 10 to 20 other people, other students, and on any given day, the maximum amount of practice you can make is like 5 or 10 minutes, which is far away from enough. The second reason I want to tell you why you shouldn't try to learn English in a classroom, in an English course, is because You are learning the structure of English with grammar-centered education system. You are learning the things that you shouldn't learn in English courses. And you heard me right. You should not learn the things taught in English courses. Just think about it. When did you start learning the structure and rules and grammar of your native language? Probably in elementary school or in high school, right? The ages between 10 to 18. It means that when you started to learn the rules and grammar of your native language, you had been speaking your native language for like 10 fucking years. And this is the same exact thing you should do with English. Just hear my advice, okay? If you are able to understand at least 80% of this video, please do not try to learn grammar. Only focus on getting fluent in this language and get as fluent as possible up to the point that you can express all of your different thoughts and ideas in all of different circumstances and conditions. And only after that, try to learn English if you want. Try to learn grammar, not English. Try to learn grammar if you want to become a more sophisticated English speaker. And even if you don't learn grammar at that point, still it would be okay, because if you didn't learn the grammar of your native language, still today you would have talked it, right? It wouldn't be a problem. But as I told you, if you want to become a more sophisticated English speaker, then you should focus on learning grammar and rules. If you don't follow my advice, if you try to learn English by following English courses methods, yeah, you will increase the points you get in English tests, but you won't improve your English and your fluency. And the third reason I want to tell you why you shouldn't try to learn English in an English course and in a classroom is because you don't choose what to learn, and it's pretty boring. As I told you, there's a teacher sitting in front of a whiteboard and tells you that today we are going to explore this boring topic, tomorrow we are going to focus on that useless and boring grammar rule, next week we are going to hear a story from a random guy living on top of a mountain or something like that, and you're like, dude, why the fuck I'm learning these things? Who gives a fuck about that random man living on top of that mountain? And you are learning that thing because that story is included in your grammar book and your teacher follows that grammar book to teach you English. If you have watched the other videos of mine, you would know that if you are not interested in the things you consume when you try to learn English, your brain will do anything to refuse learning those concepts and the language itself. And let's be honest, the things you consume in an English course, in a classroom, is pretty boring. And the truth is, there are some other reasons I want to tell you why you shouldn't try to learn English in a classroom, in an English course, but I don't want to keep this video too long because people don't like watching long videos. I think, I'm not sure about it yet, but I'm thinking about creating a separate video on the next week in which I'm going to share with you more reasons why you shouldn't try to do that. And if you want to hear those reasons, stay tuned for that video. As always, if you want to hear more tips and tricks about learning English, keep following this channel. That's it for today's video. As always, I want to thank you for watching me in this video. If you like what I'm talking on this channel, you can subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and share it with your friends and with your loved ones. If you do those sort of things, you will support me. That's the obvious part, but it's going to be good for you as well because the YouTube algorithm is going to show you more similar videos like this one. We hope that more educative and entertaining ones. You can learn many things from them and you can enjoy them later. If you have something to say to me, we can meet with you at the comments down below. But if no, I'm gonna see you in the next video. Keep working on English until the next video. And bye.